Leicester City Football Club. Once Premier League champions with a fairy tale success story, however now fighting for their lives in the top flight, the Foxes have fallen on tough times. Leicester just haven't been the same since that season 8 years ago when they lifted the Premier League title. Their winning team, led by Claudio Ranieri, consisted of many superstars: Kasper Schmeichel, future Champions League winners N'Golo Kante and Riyad Mahrez, and of course, club legend Jamie Vardy. Since that historic 2015-16 season, Leicester have only been going downhill, making a few Europa League appearances here and there, and continually slipping down the table until disaster struck in 2023, where the Foxes were relegated to the Championship only 7 years after winning the Premier League. Thankfully for them, they are now back in the top flight and have just appointed former Man United interim manager Ruud van Nistelrooy, who is cooking and undefeated as manager in the Premier League at the time of recording this video, following Leicester's 2-2 draw with Brighton. Today, I'll be rebuilding Leicester City as Ruud van Nistelrooy with the ultimate goal of not only recrowning Leicester City as Premier League champions, but going one step further for Champions League glory. Before we jump into today's rebuild, I'd appreciate it if you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. We're so close to 200 subscribers. Now without any further ado, let's start rebuilding Leicester City. The starting squad that we are given is actually not too bad when you have a look at it. I know it's pretty bad in real life, but in the game we have so many players that have great potential. Like we've got Fatawu, who's really young, Bonanotte, who's 19 years of age. We've got Christensen at 21, like Hermansen at 23, or Coley at 22. Like these players have such great potential if we can get the dynamic potential to kick in. So honestly, I'm not too fussed about what we're working with here. Anyway, let's make some signings and strengthen the squad. First things first, I've gone and tied down 19-year-old Facundo Bonanotte as I feel that it's necessary to keep him here in Leicester. The lad has so much to give already at an overall of 75, and I feel like it would be stupid of me not to make his loan move permanent, so we've gone and done exactly that. For only a fee of 15 million, I'm sure he has what it takes to help keep the Foxes up in Season 1. Our transfer window is only getting started as we've made our first proper signing of today's rebuild. We've gone and picked up 18-year-old Dutch wonder kid from Ajax, Jorrel Hato. Not only does this kid have an insane potential of 88, but he's also versatile as he can fill in at either the left back or centre back position. In our case, I'll be deploying him as a centre back as he's going to have a massive upgrade to Okoli. Hopefully this signing allows us to tighten up at the back and keep some important clean sheets to help us gain those crucial points this season. Our third signing of Season 3 is absolutely huge. Get ready, Fox fans, to welcome your new CDM, Kobbie Mainoo. We've picked up our marquee man for only a fee of 34 million, and the 19-year-old is excited to kick off his Leicester career, reuniting with his old gaffer Van Nistelrooy. The English international currently sits at a 78 overall, but that is 100% more than enough for us considering the situation we're in. He's going to be replacing Harry Winks in our midfield, and I consider this a massive upgrade as our new kid in town is way younger and has the potential to go on to become world class. Our fourth and final signing of the first summer window is going to be Geertruida. We've picked up the 79 rated Dutch defender from RB Leipzig for a fee of 25 million plus Vestergaard. We've managed to offload some deadwood and in the process managed to sign the 24-year-old. As a result, I'm sure, along with all the other signings we've made this window, that we can survive our first season back in the top flight. So this is how we're looking going into Season 1. We've strengthened the team massively from when we started. I put El Kanusi out on the left because he's 20 years of age, very young, and I'm sure he's going to grow into his position. I've made Bonanotte a cam and signed him permanently. We can't get rid of Vardy, club legend, he's just got to play until he retires. We put in Geertruida at the right and Hato in the middle. They're just going to take some time to change to their new positions, but once that's done, we should have a full strength squad. Let's go. Season 1 comes to a close and the Foxes stay up by the skin of their teeth, only surviving relegation by 3 points. Brentford going down in the end in that battle. In the FA Cup, that was won by Man United against Villa 1-0. The Carabao Cup was won by City 3-1 versus Sheffield. The Champions League was won by Man City 2-0 against Real Madrid. The Europa League was won by Lazio 3-1 against Fenerbahce. and the Conference League was won by Fiorentina against Rapid Vienna. Taking a look at how our players performed this season, Patson Daka ended up somehow playing over Vardy, even though I had him in the starting 11, so the CPU just taking control. 13 goals for Daka, not too bad in 23 appearances. We got Decordova-Reid coming in here with 9 goals and 2 assists. Kobe Mainu getting in there from the CDM position, grabbing 10 goal contributions. Vardy with 7 goals. Fatawu getting injured and he's out for it's 5 days, who cares, right? El Canus getting 5 goals and 6 assists, and Buonanotte having a productive season now at 20 years of age. Let's make some signings and get into Season 2. Our first signing of Season 2 is going to be English goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. The former Southampton and Arsenal man has loads of experience playing in the Premier League, and he's exactly who we need as we're going to try solidify ourselves as a mid-table side. Unfortunately, in the middle of last season, Hermansen activated his release clause and left, nearly getting us relegated, but with Ramsdale in between the sticks, I'm sure that won't be the situation this season. Our second signing of Season 2 is going to be Dalinga. The 24-year-old Dutchman is going to be joining us on a fee of 27 million from Bologna. Now that Vardy is getting too old to start, we've replaced him with another one of Van Nistelrooy's countrymen. I'm hoping now that with our new striker, our goal scoring problem should be fixed, and unfortunately I think this is all we can afford for this transfer window due to the expenses of finding a replacement goalkeeper. Let's go check out how we line up this season. As you can see in Season 2, massive improvements across the board. We've got 82 rated Aaron Ramsdale in goals, and now Christensen's now at a 78, same with El Canus 78, Buonanotte Kleineman up to a 79. We have all our squad now in low 70s, high 80s, so I'm expecting we can probably grab a mid-table finish this season, as we finished I think 16th last season, so maybe around the 10th place would be good. Let's go find out. Oh my goodness, at the end of Season 2, how have we gone and done that? We've returned Champions League football to Leicester City, which is incredible. I was only expecting a mid-table finish like 10th place, but instead, nope, they've only gone and qualified for Season 3's Champions League, which is insane. West Ham win the FA Cup. Unfortunately, we go out to them in the semis. Carabao Cup was won by Liverpool 4-2 against Southampton. The Champions League was won by Real Madrid against Arsenal on penalties. The Europa League was won by Liverpool against Roma on penalties once more. And the Conference League was won by Napoli against Victoria Plzen. Having a look at how our boys went this season, Dalinga went and got 29 goals and 7 assists, now at an 82, so what a return for our new signing this season. El Canus getting 20 goals and assists combined, now at an 81 overall at 22 years of age. The kid is on fire. Same with Buonanotte, now at 82 with 21 goal contributions. Guitruda getting in on it from right back as well. Fatawu now at 80, and so not great from him, but it's alright. Kobe Mainu doing decent, now at an 84. I'm so excited for what the future has for this team. Let's roll on Season 3. Season 3 is upon us, and a Champions League club needs Champions League players. I've gone and picked up Castello Luqueba for a fee of 55 million from RB Leipzig. He's a 23-year-old centre-back from France, currently sitting at an 83 overall. He's going to replace Wout Faes in the starting 11, as he's fallen behind a little bit from the rest of the team in terms of overall. With Luqueba at the back, I reckon we can come closer to fighting for some silverware. Our next signing for Season 3 is going to be a man with Premier League and European experience. I've gone and sealed the signing of Mohamed Kudus from West Ham for a record fee of 85 million. He's at an 85 overall, and in the process I've had to offload Fatawu to make this possible. Now I'm hoping our new marquee man can get off the mark this season and start cooking it up with the Foxes in the Champions League. So in Season 3, Aaron Ramsdale is now at an 85, so we're ready to go. We've got Buonanotte at 82, Dalinga, our new boy from last season, now at an 83, so he's grown a lot. We've got Kudus ready for the Champions League at an 85, Mainu at 84, everyone else is low 80s, or at least 81. We've got Luqueba here, our new signing at 83, Gertruda at 83, Christensen, I might replace him next season because he's starting to fall off a bit, and El Canus is just doing his thing at 82. Let's see if we can get a good finish in the Champions League. Season 3 sees the Foxes only manage 6th place, so a pretty disappointing season considering where we were last season in the Champions League, so I think we'll have to settle for Europa League In the FA Cup, that was won by Man City against Bournemouth. The Carabao Cup, Man City fall short to Liverpool 4-3. In the Champions League, Juve come out on top against PSG there 2-1. In the Europa League, it's an all-English final between West Ham and Chelsea, with West Ham taking the honours, and Spurs win a trophy 2-0 against Rakow in the Conference League. So looking at how our lads did this season, Dalinga, even with the injury that he picked up mid-season, ended up as our top scorer with 21 goals, also getting 4 assists in the process, so an unfortunate season for him that had to be cut short. Buonanotte with his best season yet with 20 goals and 15 assists, bagging himself 35 goals and assists in 57 appearances. So the Argentine cam is showing up now. Kudus with 10 and 3, but I'm sure he'll get into it next season. Same with Elkanous, 10 goals and 6 assists for him, and a suspension to go with it on the final match day, so he might miss the first game of the season next season. Our sub-striker who had to fill in for Dalinga, getting himself 7 goals. That is probably the reason why we didn't qualify for the Champions League. But next season is a new season, and let's go for the big things and win some trophies. The first signing of the Season 4 summer window is going to be yet another Dutch player. I've gone and picked up Ian Maatsen from Aston Villa for a fee of 65 million. It's quite a costly signing, but for a solid 85 rated left back, I don't think you can complain. I'm happy that we finally managed to get a significant upgrade on our left back position and replace 81 rated Christensen. I reckon this defensive signing should be enough to get the Foxes back to the Champions League stage. So having a look at Season 4, we blew all our money on Maatsen, but I'm sure it's going to be worth it because he's a quality player. We've got all mid-80s at least, maybe apart from Skip and Dalinga, but look, 86 Ramsdale, 86 Kudus, 85 Elkanous, 85 Mainu, and these players are still so young, 22 years of age for Mainu. They're only just going to keep growing. I expect us to get back to the Champions League position this season. Maybe can we even get a trophy in there? Let's find out at the end of the season. Season 4 comes to a close, and that sees Leicester City finish in 5th place, one better than last season, but not where we want to be. We want to be in the Champions League. In the FA Cup, Liverpool win that against West Ham. In the Carabao Cup, City take down Liverpool 3-2 in the final. In the Champions League, that was won by Inter 1-0 against City. In the Europa League, that was won by Atalanta, who we got knocked out to in the quarterfinals, so we lost to the eventual champions in the end. And the Conference League was won by Porto 1-0 against Reims. Having a look at who cooked this season, Dalinga got himself 31 goals and 3 assists, so he is well and truly back, now at an 85 overall for the Dutch striker. Buonanotte putting in his best and most productive season yet, with 21 goals and 17 assists for the 23-year-old. Mohamed Kudus now at an 88 with 18 goals and 7 assists, so a much better season for the Ghanaian. And Elkanous with 9 and 8, now at an 87. This team looks absolutely stacked now, and I can't wait to see what we can do next season. Our first signing of Season 5 is going to be Manuel Ugarte. The Man United man made a transfer to Dortmund, and that's where we're going to be swooping in to pick him up from. A fee of £75 million is what we're going to be paying for him. He's at 86 overall, and he's going to be replacing Oliver Skip, who's been there right from the start. He's going to be used as depth because I reckon it's been our bench that's been letting us down. So from now on, I'm going to now go make some bench signings. So just to show the business we did for the bench, I signed Iliman and Ndiaye for 18 mil and 600k, just for a bit of depth for the wing. And then I also picked up Cameron Archer for 34 mil, 82 overall, good backup striker. So this is how we're going to line up. We've got 87 Ramsdale in goals, we've got 87 Lukeba. Look at around the squad, it's all mid-80s. We've got the newly signed Ugarte, who's slot right into the team. We've got Buonanotte 86, Kudus, our star man at the moment. The only player at an 88 actually, Elkanous at an 87. So our wingers are very, very, very strong. Hopefully with this team and the bench players we've signed, we can return to the Champions League. Let's go. It is now the end of Season 5 and the Premier League trophy is coming back to the King Power Stadium after 13 years. Leicester City have won the Premier League, beating Man City by 1 point. In the FA Cup, Man City beat Aston Villa 3-2 to win that. In the Carabao Cup, we've gone and done the double, beating Middlesbrough 4-0 in the final. In the Champions League, AC Milan beat Villarreal 3-0. In the Europa League, Liverpool win 4-1 against Jose's Fenerbahce, and in the Conference League, Newcastle beat Cercle Bruges 5-4 on penalties. Looking at our top marksmen this season, Dalinga again with 31 goals and 8 assists in 54 appearances. The Dutchman is on fire. He is literally Van Nistelrooy's regen, a Dutch striker who cannot stop scoring goals. Bonanotte, 28 goals and 16 assists for the Argentine. He continues to just keep getting better every season, and that's what we love to see. Mohamed Kudus now world-class status, 91 overall with 15 goals and 9 assists this season. And El Canous also reaching that world-class status with 10 goals and 7 assists. Overall, it's been a good season for us. We've gone and won 2 trophies, and we should be in pot 1 for next season's Champions League. So who says we can't win it all? Season 6 sees us make a ton of depth signings. We've gone and picked up Stefan Bajcetic from, Brighton, obviously. 83 rated, 40 mil fee there for him. Paul Vanna, we picked him up for 38 mil from Spurs. Utara, we picked him up from Milan for 30 mil. So these are all just players that we're going to have on the bench because our bench was letting us down. It was shocking before. We picked up Defy from Roma and Matthew Cox from Brentford just because we needed a backup keeper. And as you can see, the starting lineup remains the exact same. I'm happy with it. It's absolutely world class. Our lowest rated players are 87, so no problem with the starting 11. And now you can see our bench is fine. We've fixed it up. Before it was all full of 60 and 70 rated players. I've gone and replaced them, overhauled it with all these 80 rated lads. So that should give us now with a much better chance of winning the Champions League. We've arrived at the end of Season 6 and Leicester City count them second in the Premier League, so they couldn't win it back to back. Man City win that, 79 points. We're in the Community Shield, lost that against Man City on penalties. In the FA Cup, United beat Arsenal 2-1 in the final. In the Carabao Cup, we've won that back to back, beating Southampton on penalties following a 1-1 draw. In the UEFA Champions League, Man City go and do the double this season, taking down Milan in the final. In the Europa League, Atalanta beat Ajax 4-2, and in the Conference League, Roma beat Union Berlin 3-2. Taking a look at our top marksmen this season, 28 goals and 6 assists for Dalinga once again. Van Nistelrooy's regen continues to cook now at 90 overall. It's a shame he hasn't won a Champions League yet, but we'll keep working on it. Mohamed Kudus, 17 goals and 9 assists for the Ghanaian winger, now at 92 overall, so he is at the peak of his powers. And Bonanotte now, he's getting there, 15 goals, 7 assists for the Argentine cam, 25 years of age, still so young and got so much to give at such a high overall. Same with El Canous at 90 overall, 26 years of age, 9 goals and 5 assists, so not a great season for him. But he's still absolutely world class, and I'm sure next season he's going to do great. We've managed to come Champions League again, so let's see, can we maybe win it next season? Let's see. This season I went out and picked up Willy Saliba for 120 mil just to make sure that we can finally win the Champions League this season, because Hato is 86 and I just wanted to do something with all that money that we had since there was nothing else to do. So see, there he is now at centre back, 89 overall, and we've replaced him there with Hato here on the bench, so he's going to be good depth. Everyone else in this squad is insane. They're all high 80s, low 90s, and there's no reason why we can't win the treble this season. It is now the end of Season 7 and we've just scraped Champions League football. West Ham win the league on 79 points, but it came close between us and Liverpool there. In the FA Cup, we win that 1-0 against Villa. So we can't do the treble, unfortunately, since we've already lost the Premier League. But hey, a trophy's a trophy, we take that. In the Carabao Cup, that was won by Newcastle 2-1 against Brighton. In the Champions League, we'll be facing off against Atletico Madrid, which we'll see in one sec. The Europa League was won by Frankfurt 6-5 on pens against Napoli, and the Conference League was won by Sevilla 1-0 against Brest. So it is now time for the Champions League final. As you can see, it's the 31st of May, an 8 PM kickoff, and can we grab ourselves the Champions League trophy to end our rebuild? Yes, we can do it. Bonanotte scoring the decisive goal in the 78th minute, so ensuring that there's no way back for Atletico Madrid despite their late goal from Hincapié. We win 3-2 with also goals from El Canous and Dalinga. If you guys did enjoy this one, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. I do plenty of these rebuilds and experiments, all that good stuff on the channel. And as always, I'll see you in the very next one. Goodbye.